We're getting news from Ontario that there will be a shutdown of a General Motors assembly plant in Ingersoll. It's near London, Ontario. The layoffs are temporary. They're set to start on Monday, April the 14th. But we're hearing from the union that there will eventually be about 500 permanent jobs that are lost indefinitely. In total, about 1,500 workers at the plant. It primarily manufactures electric cargo vans. There is also a battery facility related. General Motors issuing a statement saying that it is making different adjustments to the facility in order to balance inventory and, as it puts it, align production schedules with current demand. The statement adds that GM is committed to the future of the plant and helping employees through the transition. Again, the union, though, is saying that the plant will be temporarily closed as of Monday, will reopen in May for a bit, then idled for the summer, back in October, but with a reduced production line, and that'll lead to 500 jobs lost. Here's more from Ontario's Premier Doug Ford.
What I understand from the president of General Motors that I spoke to, it's going to be about 500 employees. It has nothing to do with the tariffs, he said. The volume is not there. People are not purchasing like they thought they would. So they have thousands of vehicles sitting there. We're going to make sure we support the workers and make sure that we get government, especially Canada Post, to pick up some of these vehicles because that's what it's geared for.
This is coming from the union, so let me read this to you. They say when production resumes in October, the plant will operate on a single shift for the foreseeable future, a reduction that is expected to result in the indefinite layoff of nearly 500 workers. So that would be basically a third of the workers, 1,500 right now, 500 jobs lost as a result. Why is this happening? Because Donald Trump has launched a trade war against Canada, and he has targeted our country's auto sector and its leading companies like GM, Ford, Stellantis to make some tough choices about their future plans.
Take a look at some live pictures of GM World Headquarters right now. Today, the company laid off roughly 1,000 workers. It's all part of an effort.
There were about 1,000 GM workers who were laid off, mostly white-collar workers here at the Warren Tech Center.
Oh, I have nephews and everything that are employed at the tech center right now.
Jim McLeod worked at the Warren Tech Center for 40 years and weathered his share of economic uncertainty. You got a feel for those workers, huh?
Oh, of course I do. I mean, those are my people. And but we faced layoffs in the past.
On Friday, GM laid off about 1,000 employees worldwide, with the majority white-collar workers at the Warren Tech Center.
It's the second of a major set of layoffs that it has announced in the last few months, totaling about 2,100 employees.
Professor Emeritus Merrick Masters taught business at Wayne State University.
I think it's interesting that they noted in this that part of it was due to performance appraisals, and they recently changed their performance appraisal system to be harder on employees so that they're able to downsize.
We have some breaking news right now. General Motors is laying off 1,000 of its employees, despite the fact that the company is about to see record-breaking profits this year. No one is talking about this, and it's time we hold big corporations like General Motors accountable. According to the automaker is realigning its priorities in the EV space after the public adoption of EVs has not been as fast as GM once expected. And this is also partially likely due to the fact that the Trump administration is literally cutting the EV tax credit that has provided tax credits to thousands of Americans who have purchased EV vehicles. And this comes after the company let go of another 1,000 salaried employees just back in August. Now, the vice president of the United Auto Workers, the union that represents these auto workers who were laid off, made a statement this morning saying, quote, GM is trying to cut around 50 UAW jobs when they're making record profits. We will fight for our laid off members with the full force of our contract. I think it is absolutely abhorrent that big companies can make record profits, yet still cut salaries, especially at a time where there's a lot of uncertainty over consumer pricing with possible tariffs. And also, it's literally the holiday season. Christmas is coming up, Hanukkah's coming up, and these employees won't have a job because of General Motors. And for the record profits that GM is about to earn is more than $14.5 billion. Let that sink in. Comment below your thoughts. Spread this to your friends, family, and loved ones so that they know what's happening and follow along for all the news you need to know about.
let's talk about how General Motors, one of America's biggest car companies, is laying off workers. And let's be honest, the reason behind it is not just about bad business decisions. This story is about how Trump's economic policies and today's high inflation are combining to hurt regular workers. People who just wanted stable jobs are now being told to pack up and go home. It's not just sad, it's frustrating, especially when politicians like Trump promised to quote-unquote bring jobs back. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my name is Rosemary. Kindly consider subscribing to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Before we get to the video, let me play a few clips on the same and I'll be back with my commentary. All credit goes to the original creators of these videos.
Yes, the recent layoffs announced here at General Motors, not a good sign for the company, but it could also be a sign of the many challenges the auto industry is facing, like the EV dilemma.
On your block in Macomb County, where General Motors announced it will lay off 1,000 white-collar employees. This is the second layoff announced in as many months.
Reaching effects in the auto industry, and it's coming under a Trump administration, and that is tariffs.
As the recent layoffs at General Motors is perhaps a warning sign for the auto industry moving forward.
They've started nearshoring or bringing their supply chains back to the U.S. or closer to the U.S.
Well, folks, it's starting happening. General Motors has announced that it's starting to lay off workers from its Detroit plant. It's looking at changing production in light of the Trump tariffs. Folks, this information came from the Daily Mail. I'd love you guys to give me a follow. My name is Nick. Please let me know what you think about this in the comments, and please do continue to follow.
Breaking news, General Motors has announced that they will be laying off 200 employees at their electric car factory in Detroit. Sure, bringing them jobs back to America. I mean, let me not be biased.
First, let's look at Trump's tariffs. He imposed heavy taxes on foreign goods, especially from China. He claimed he was protecting American industries. But here's the thing, these tariffs didn't just punish China. They have ended up making parts more expensive for American companies like GM. Car parts that used to be cheap now cost more. And guess who is paying the price? Not Trump, not the billionaires, it's our workers. GM has had to spend more to build the same cars, and now they are cutting jobs to make up for it. Now, let's talk about the EVs. They were supposed to be the future, and GM, like many other car companies, invested heavily in making the EVs. But here's the problem. People are not buying them like they used to. Inflation is high and everything costs more now. Food, rent, gas, you name it. So when families are struggling to afford the basics, the last thing on their mind is buying a brand new electric car. GM was counting on those EV sales, and when they didn't come through, the company started losing money fast. And what's the quickest way to cut costs? Lay people off. So here we are, American workers losing their jobs while politicians still talk like everything is great. And what's really wild is that many of these layoffs are happening in areas where people actually voted for Trump. They believed his promises. They thought he would protect American jobs. But now, those same people are finding out the hard way that Trump's policies didn't save their jobs. They helped destroy them. And let's not forget, Trump loves to call himself a businessman. He says he knows how the economy works. But what kind of a businessman makes things more expensive for companies that are already struggling? These tariffs were not smart businesses. They were political movement to sound good in speeches, but in real life, they made it harder for American companies to compete. Look at the bigger picture. GM didn't just wake up one day and decide to fire people. This was a long, slow build-up of problems. The company faced high production costs because of tariffs. Then the EV market slowed down because of inflation. And instead of fixing the root problem, GM took the easiest way out and cut jobs. It's a pattern we have seen too many times. And the people at the bottom, workers, families, communities, are always the ones who suffer the most. Now, let's get real about who these layoffs are affecting. It's not the people in boardrooms or billionaires flying private jets. It's working class folks. People who have been showing up to the same factory for years. People who have been loyal to their companies. People who believed in their American dreams. A dream that's now slipping further and further away. Some of these folks even voted for Trump because they thought he was on their side. But now, They are realizing he was not protecting them, he was just preying them. This is not just a GM problem, it's a warning sign for the world economy. When car companies start cutting jobs, it's not just about the factory, it affects suppliers, dealership, local businesses, and even schools and hospitals in the community. One layoff can trigger a chain of reaction, and when thousands of people are affected, it shows that something is seriously wrong with how the economy is being handled. We can't keep pretending that Trump's economic decisions were smart just because he said so. His tariffs were supposed to bring back manufacturing, but what they brought was higher cost and fewer jobs. The EV market have been a success story, but with prices rising everywhere, even people who want to go green simply can't afford it. If there's one thing to take away from this, is that voters need to pay attention to the results, not just the slogan. Trump said he would protect American jobs, but his policies made them harder to keep. Now the evidence is right in front of us. Factories cutting workers, communities losing income, and the same old excuse being repeated. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.